Good morning, football fans, and welcome back. I'm Mellowseven, and this is Football Manager 2017. We're playing our Asian Journeyman save, currently managing FC Gifu. As you can see, we've played 0 matches since last time you were here. We had a 1-0 win over Galio's Kagoshima. We've had some interesting developments since you've been gone. Man, first thing in the morning, it's always tough on my voice here. I had a hard 3 days of teaching, and this first day afterwards, I don't really have a whole lot left in the tank, but we will soldier through. All right, so we've had 2 job interviews since we showed interest in the Nagata Unicorn job. We finally got an interview with Nagata Uniform, and as you can see here, we actually got a job offer from them. So this is a almost double what I'm being paid right now. I'm getting paid, I think, $85,000 a year right now at FC Gifu. Transfer date would be immediate. Top division salary drop. If we drop, obviously we lose some money. Probably be fired, to be honest. And percentage of club compensation. So if somebody else wants to hire me, they got to pay 90% of that. So we might negotiate that down a little bit. Probably doesn't matter because this was meant to be our last kind of season in this anyway, since there's like 3 of you watching. But worth keeping track of. But we also had an interview with, if I can find it down here. Did I pass it? Here we go. Hangzhou Lucan. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but Hangzhou is a Chinese Super League team, which is a pretty good league. The budget when I had their interview for them was much, much higher than what I was getting for... let's see, can we find that contract? Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for contract. Let's see, right there. Let's see what they're paying. Their top paid player is $3,300,000 a year. So that's pretty good. I want to say something like it was, I don't even remember. That's a sad thing. Oh, can we look at history? Let's go home, profile, my history, conversation history. I think this is it. This should tell us what that budget was. So a transfer budget of 5.5 million and a payroll budget of 13.75 million. As opposed to, let's come down here. We'll see what Nagata Unicorn was going to pay. Oh, 4.5 and 4. So significantly higher budget if we go to China. Significantly. However, Nagata Unicorn wants to play with youngsters and an attacking style of football, which is what I would love to do. China, again, doesn't have a problem with youngsters, but they want to be a set piece team. And probably my greatest weakness in this game is set piece. The level of football that I played at in real life is pretty low, and set pieces were very basic. And I don't watch a lot of football on TV. I love it live. Not a huge fan of it on TV. So kind of a weakness of mine. And right now I'm using somebody else's that were downloaded and and they work okay, but I generally don't scout for it, and I don't necessarily have any great insight into making them better. So I think probably playing Nagata Unicorn is ultimately going to be a better fit for my style. Now, I say it is a difference of what, 4 million versus 13 million for payroll, so we are going to get better players if we can get to the Chinese Super League. So the question becomes, what do we do? I have a job offer right now, right this instant, from Nagata Unicorn. I've kind of scouted their players. I don't think their players are significantly worse than what we're seeing at Hangzhou. In fact, let's take a look. Let's look at Nagata Unicorn. Let's look at general info, maybe. Custom. Can we get a Loki Doki squad view here? It's not really going to give us a whole lot. We see how they've been playing. Um, let's look at let's look at stats. Can we look at attributes? Attributes. Let's look at attacking. Let's look at their strikers. So we'll see what we have here. So finishing. That's first touch. So we have one guy with a finishing of 15. First touches are pretty good, anywhere from, potentially up to 17. We got a number of people in the green. So that's, okay. These are probably all our attacking players up here. And they've all got about 3 to 5 numbers in the green. So let's go ahead and take a look at Heng Zhao. And we'll do the same thing here. Let's sort by finishing. So the other team had a higher finishing, right, with a 15, but this guy has a lot of green. He's got a couple. Potentially, he's got a couple. He's all green. What does he play? He's 34 years old though. Attacking midfielder. Oh, wrong. Yeah, no, that's the right guy. So a lot of green there, but he's at the end of his career. He's pretty much done. So I would say that realistically, while we have a couple of interesting and potentially very good players, this guy looks amazing. 31 years old, though. Look at that. Flair, 18. Still good acceleration, though. His physicals are pretty decent. He's probably got a couple more years left in him. I'm wondering if these are just players at the end of their career that they've picked up for big money. No longer worth big money in their own home leagues. That would be my guess. So we have a couple players that are better. But realistically, I don't. Wow, he's pretty good. He's got, what's his natural fitness? He's probably got a good 4 years left. But a finishing of only 14 and a composure of only 11. He's probably not a huge goal scorer. Flair's decent. He's a good all-around player, but not spectacular. So I'm not seeing a huge jump in talent from one to the other, unfortunately. The real biggest difference is that payroll budget. I could potentially get more talent in, but I don't know what the rules are. Let's take a look at, if we look at the rules for J1 League, and let's go see, I'm assuming J1 rules are very similar to J2 rules as far as foreigners and stuff like that. Squad registration. 5 foreign players. Oh, just 5 foreign players, as opposed to the 4 foreign from wherever, 5 foreign with an Asian, and only 3 on match day. So here we could just run straight 5 foreign players. Now that's a help to be able to run 2 extra guys. I mean, it's essentially half our team, right? Or half our starters. Could be foreign players. So that's a pretty big benefit. So let's go back and check out Heng Zhao. And let's see what the Chinese Super... Whoops, that's not what I'm trying to do there. Click down there. We want Chinese Super League. What are their rules for registration? 5 foreign players, and we've got those registration dates. Okay, so similar number. Oh, match rules. 7 subs, 3 max used players. Oh wait, only 3 foreign players in the first list. Oh, in the first 11. Okay, that's fine. So again, 5, but we can only be playing 3 at a time. So you could have, potentially maybe both of your goalies are foreign, right? Because only one's going to be in, so that's always going to be a switch. That kind of gets you to 4, and then maybe just a role guy, that doesn't come in very often for your 5th if you really want to. And there must be at least 1 Chinese under 23 in the first 11. So you've got to play 1 youth guy. And you must have at least 2 total in your 18. That's okay. That's not a huge hardship. But let's go back and take a look at the J1 since I missed the match rules. Match squad can have no more than 4. No more than 3. Okay, so it is the same as J2, right? I can have 5 total, but match squad can only have 3 players that aren't from Asia, and then I could have a 4th from somewhere else or somewhere within Asia. Only players registered. I don't have any youth requirements here. So I don't really see a huge difference there. First place pays essentially $1 million. First place pays 400,000. So I'm not really sure where the extra money comes in. Well, it could be TV money. It could just be teams are richer. It could be bigger stadiums. Um, but third position. Um, but yeah, as far as just straight prize money, the Japanese team actually pays a little bit more. I'm kind of thinking I want to take the Japanese one. I like the idea of the attacking football. We could delay a short time. I think we're supposed to finish. Does it say sign, play, no agreed board requests? None, none. They are a 2.5 star reputation. 42,000 for capacity. This is in training facilities are 3.5, youth are 3. Can we get that information for Hangzhou? Profile. They're a 2-star reputation. Financials are secure. Our stadium, a little bit bigger, 52,000. Wasn't the other one? I've already forgotten. I thought the other one was 43, but 52. Stadium, field. Does it say what our youth facilities are like? View club information. Somehow I'm sure there's something. So, owner status likes the club. Estimated value 2.9. Average ticket price $15. I like that. 7,500 season ticket holders. Now that we get into an actual Japanese team, we get this page, the Japanese league, because it's an add-on league. It's not made by Sega essentially. We don't have this page for whatever reason. They didn't build it for us, which is fine. But I'm not seeing what I was looking for. Club detail. Oh, we looked at club information. I'm trying to find information on our training facilities and such. View team match results. Facilities. Maybe that's what we want. City, Hangzhou, rent, owned, roof. Training facilities, good. Youth facilities, average. So probably about the same. Probably about the same. So Nagata Unicorn counts as a slightly higher reputation team, which means it'll be a little easier to get big name players in there. But we have a smaller budget. But we can make more money if we win. So it all seems kind of a wash. So I think ultimately the end thing is the fact that I could play attacking soccer. I think what we're going to do is we're going to delay. We're going to do one final match here at FC Gifu, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do. So let me hit delay. 1 week. That's fine. They agreed to the delay. Okay. So let's go ahead and play a J2 game here against Renofa. So we get one more match here to say goodbye to FC Gifu and our players that are here. So let's go ahead and take a look at our squad really fast. What do I have for tactics? I think we're running the Ishii counter right now. That's fine, right? That brings us back to our roots here, our very beginning with FC Gifu, because it was so long ago. But you know, this was our very first. This is what we were running, the Ishii counter. So I've got Yuya Takase up front with Yusuke Kitani, our youngster, up there. Ueda at attacking midfielder. That's great. Saito and Ochi out there in the ends. Kim Byung-yoon as our... Those need to be swapped. Kim as our ball-winning midfielder, and our advanced playmaker will be Kita. And then we've got the captain there, right? Well, right-ish. Still in the center, but Lim and Yusi rounding it out, and Kwante on. So I'm going to hit continue a few times. We're going... Oh, let's check our instructions real fast. Play ball into box. Yeah, I think we're okay. Hello, Jello. We have a kitty cat to see us here for a moment. We'll see if she becomes a pest. So yeah, I think that's fine. So I'm going to hit continue a couple times. We'll be back for the match. Okay, guys, welcome back. Jello and I are back. Jello doesn't know it, but she's about to not be back, especially if she's going to walk across the keyboard. Oh, wait, baby. You need to hop down. There you go. Okay, so we are ready to play Renofa. I think they're seventh in the league right now. If we take a look competitions, you can see we are second at the moment, 33 points with a match in hand. So we could be 6 points proud of third place Yamaga. Although Sting Chiba also has and Zelvia have that game in hand, so they could jump, they could keep pace with us, and we might still only have a 3 point lead over the third place team. We'll just have to kind of see how it goes. No real changes to team selection. We're going to go ahead and put that in there. Honda is ineligible. He probably played a youth game today. Generally speaking, our youth teams don't play on the same day, but apparently today they did. So let's go ahead and swap him out. We'll put Fukuda in there. We might need some striker support. We don't have a striker on the bench, so since we are running a two-striker formation, it doesn't hurt. Normally what I do, if I started in the issue and if I lose a striker for whatever reason, I would just go back to our one-striker formation, or our 3-4-3 diamond formation there. I've already started looking at Nagata Unicorn players and the formations I want to run. I think we're going to run 3 attacking midfielders and a striker. They want to play attacking. They've got the players for it. They've been bad. All right, at home anyway. That's good for us. We're going to run essentially this. This is what we're going to run if we go to Nagata Uniform, based on my preliminary look at the team. Oddly enough, I have all the players at least scouted a little bit. I should have, as soon as the job opened up, scouted the whole team a little more specifically, and saying for the same for Hang Zhao, and I didn't. But I have been scouting fairly aggressively, so I do have some of that done. So I think that will be the position we play when we get there. Now, I would say for those of you that are interested in doing a journeyman league, my results are not typical of what you're going to get in most journeyman leagues. The problem with the way mine is set up right now, or maybe not the problem, but the reality of the situation is that with all of these new leagues that get added in via the Mega Pack, I think a lot of these teams don't have coaches at all. Okay, they're not built in, and so we end up creating coaches for them, but it's not a huge, great coaching depth within all these leagues. And so what happens is a poor coach can advance a lot faster early on in this league. I think if you want to do a more, I hesitate to say, hello Copper, I hesitate to say more realistic, but a more typical journeyman experience within Football Manager, what you need to do is you need to run that league a good 10 or 12 years. Let there be regens, let players retire and become coaches. Let that coaching depth get filled out a little bit more. I shouldn't be able to run from Nepal to the Chinese Super League in 4 seasons. Okay, it just shouldn't happen. There's no way I would run from, I don't know, some small, amateur team in Liechtenstein, right, up to English Premier League in 4 seasons. It's just not going to happen. And there's no way it should happen here either. Now, our teams have played well. We've done fairly well with the teams we've chosen, and so it's worked well for us. But we're taking jumps that are way too big. We should have had a couple stops at least between Nepal and our J2 league, and we should probably have to put in a little bit more work here before we have a chance for a J1 league, and definitely before we have a chance for the Chinese Super League. Although the fact that the reputation of the Chinese Super League team is only 2 versus 2.5 for Nagata Unicorn may mean that my coaching reputation of 2 might realistically, legitimately get me that job. But I find it hard to believe that somebody with this little experience should get that job, even within Football Manager 2017. We've done well, like I say, with what we've done, but I haven't got a team promoted. There was no way to promote the Nepal team, although we did win the championship every year we were there. My experience in the clubs or in the competitions wasn't spectacular. We won one, I think. We did fairly well meeting our board expectations, but we didn't crush the competition in the clubs. We've done fairly well here at Nagata with winning the Japanese the Emperor's Cup the first season, and within league we've done okay too. I mean we're in spot for promotion this year right now. So, but it is a little bit atypical, and so I recommend if this is something you're interested in, and you want a more typical experience within Football Manager, once you load the Mega Pack, let it run for 10 seasons or so before you start your coaching career. I understand if you're a kind of a min-max power player, you're going to lose out on a lot of those known and easy to find wonder kids and cheap players that we know are good if you do that. But oh well, I mean that's just the balance. Let's see, faith. That's what I'm looking for. Faith in our midfielders. Let's go ahead and start this matchup, and we will see how it goes. The one negative for me for Nagata Unicorn is it looks like they wear essentially this shade of orange. It's hard for me to tell because I don't have that club page. I guess I could look for some videos or something online. I did do a quick search to see if there was... There we go. Look at that. The Ishii counter gets us a... Did not get us a goal. I thought it went in. Must have gone outside. Ueda's doing it again. Our Ishii counter is doing great for attacking midfielder, though. He feeds it across. There we go. Got that one. Ueda to Takasi. Perfect. 8th goal of the season for Takasi. That's just sad. He should have so many more. I mean, he had 7 goals in like 2 matches at the beginning of last season. Feed that one across. Who was that? Katani drags a couple players forward. That gave Yuya a little bit of space back there. He's able to accept the pass and put it home. Nice finish. Fairly easy finish. The pass, I think, was the hard part in that case. But of course, they gave him the extra rating for the goal rather than Ueda, who has been a beast so far. Although, we're not getting a lot of shots so far. Look at that. 3 shots versus 4, but we have had the one clear-cut chance. They have had possession. Maybe we're going to drop this back to counter. See if we can get a little bit more possession. Playing well. I think we can go with the assistant coach there. Give it a little bit more go here. Our passes completed have been horrible. Look at that. Only 64%. They've done a really good job. That's the problem right there. We are not completing passes. There we go. Now we've kind of turned it around on the counter, it looks like. Look, possession's back up. Now we have an advantage. Passes are up to 69%. We've got a couple more shots. Feed it into Katani. Oh, kind of rolled it in. I think he was hoping that Ochi would make a pat run there, but didn't happen. Managed to feed. I wish we would have just taken a better pass rather than just kind of punted deep. But we managed to maintain control. Takasi feeds it up to Ueda. Tackle. Oh, my gosh. He made a tackle attempt. He was unable to do it, but Ueda couldn't get past him as well, so he just took the shot. Ended up going high up over the goalkeeper to get and just put it into the stands. It was a nice attempt, though. Would have been nicer if he could have just kind of taken a little off that. Just lobbed it over him. We're up to 52% possession. We lead on shots now. Passes completed up to 71, and theirs is down to 67. So, yeah, dropping encounters really made a difference for us in this case with the quality of our passing. We're taking fewer risky options. Togashi. Oh, look at that. That one almost snuck in. That one kind of fooled Quan. He thought it was going to come down a little sooner than it did, and he was out of position to catch that. They've got at least one tired player on their back of their defense. I saw 62 in there. So our conditioning may be a little bit better. You know what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and go to instructions real fast, and we're going to turn up the tempo. Let's see what happens here. If we can take advantage of those tired players, assuming we still have a lead. There we go. Takasi, he's got it. Feeds it out to Katani. It'd be nice. Oh, we're just pushing. Screw it. Not passing back to Ochi at all. Takasi. Oh, Yuya takes the shot. Looks like went off the side of the net, maybe the side of the post. Didn't go off the woodwork. But you can see now we've generated 3 clear-cut and 2 half chances. We've only got the 1 goal to show for it, which is pretty standard for us this season. That's just kind of quality of finishing for us. We create the chances, but we just can't quite score the goals. All right, Sato's running with it again over to Takasi, who gets the Ueda charging. Katani, do we go back left? No, he just took it in, took a long shot. I wish he would have gone back out to whoever we had charging up there on the left. Whether that was Takasi or Ochi, I'm not sure. All the way into Katani. Oh, it would have been Sato about there. Ochi's on the right. Sorry. Ochi, tries to feed it back in. There's just too many people there. He's kind of hemmed in. But they're unable to clear. Lim Dong comes way up to play that. Oh my God! And gets it up to Katani, who scores. Look at that. Our defensive center back up to our young striker. Beautiful play by Lim Dong to come. Lim Dong Hyun comes flying way upfield to make that play and feed it up to Connie. That was beautiful. That was a great job by him, especially with that higher tempo and our attacking style right there. Even though we're on counter, that's a little bit aggressive for a counter mentality for him to come. Oh, there we go. He makes another great tackle, kicks it away, and that is the end of the match for us. So we pull away 2-0. I think we could be pleased with that as well. I think that's a good match for us. That leaves us firmly in second place. Everybody else has played, and Sting Chiba did maintain pace with us, right? They got 33, and Zelvia won as well, so they're 32. But Yamaga, they drop, or Yamaga? We're going to go Yamaga. They drop back to 30th, so beginning to get a little bit of separation from some of these players, right? We're 6 points up at the bottom of this kind of playoff range, but not able to quite pull away. Do have more wins than them. Unfortunately, we also have that extra loss. I mean, you can see there's 6 draws, 5 draws, 6 draws, 6 draws. We've only got 3 draws. We either win or we lose. We don't really play for this draw thing. There's a lot of draws in this. Look at that. 8 out of 19 for Fukuoka Blaze. That's just insane to me. 7 of 19. A lot of 7s. Jeez, but, it's not doing anything for them. The only one it is Topolino, and that's just because they don't lose. They either win or they draw. Right? There's no one loss. I mean, that's just, wow. So we've got the same number of wins as they do, but they got that 4-point lead just based on those extra 4 draws. And they have a better goal differential than us. So anyway, let's go ahead and hit continue, see what happens. I'm kind of waiting to see if Hongdao comes up with a job offer for us, and we can kind of compare a little bit more apples to apples. Confident performance, I agree. I think we're going out on top. We're going to accept this job offer by Nagata at the end of the week. If we don't get an offer from Hangzhou, regardless, we're not gonna wait. Look at that. 10 hours of competitive soccer without a goal. See, I mean, that's just crazy. Katani's played so much better for us. Let's praise him. Superb in front of the goal. And he's a youth, but he's a little bit inconsistent too, and he doesn't have the huge games that Yuya has, but he's more consistent play. Usani appreciates, yeah. Hey, continue one more time. I've been talking 30 minutes. I guess that's about right. Hangzhou, here we go. So they want to offer us $175,000 a year. So a little bit more than Nagata. I think they were 160. Top 35.90. That's about the same. Payroll and transfer. Sign young. Make the most of set pieces. Club info. Oh, 3 and 2.5. What was? Oh, I can't see the offer anymore. I think mid-table expectation, more money, a real team. Profile. Have they won anything? My goal when I was in college was to finish my archaeology degree, go get a master's, and then go to China to study evolution. So going to China is a little bit of a dream of mine, although not necessarily a football manager dream. It's a harder decision than I thought. I was when I fired up the computer today, I was going to Nagata Unicorn. I just kind of wanted to play one more match and just kind of take a look at whatever the offer they were going to give us was. I don't really match results, facilities. What type of history do they have? I mean, league history. You know, it looks like they're fairly new up here, and they've been kind of a solid mid-table team. You know, they came up with this good team, a little dip, but then probably on the strength of that original roster that got them there, they did okay. You know, maybe they had some young players or whatever, and now they're just kind of hanging out mid-table, and they're a solid mid-table team. You know, over the period, so it's going to be an easy goal to hit mid-table. Oh my God! Somebody just pulled up with a giant travel trailer RV thing outside my house. No idea who they are. They're not here to see me, I don't think. But it's like my entire window view is now their truck and trailer. Interesting. Huh. Oh well. All right, so yeah, like I say, it was gonna just be a slam dunk, but I just wasn't quite sure. I'm kind of how have they done in general facilities? I'm trying to look kind of at history, like what have they won over the years, right? Probably nothing. Nothing. That's the answer right there. They were runner up and then third place in first division. Ultimately, that runner up probably got a promotion job. Oh, they've been climbing pretty aggressively. Look at that. Chinese National Reserve League. Oh, okay. That's I'm assuming the kind of the Hangzhou 2 team. Um, so yeah, they haven't really done anything spectacular. Super League Fair Play, so they're a clean team. 2016, Matthew. I think we're going to stay in Japan. I think we're going to stay in Japan. Hit delay. Hangzhou agree. Let's take a look at that Japanese offer one more time. We always have another chance to say yes to Hangzhou. But I think and there goes the travel trailer. Just need to check something out, I guess, before they got on the road. Can't argue that. To player recruitment, oh well. Got a couple. Katani and Lim, of course, he played a good match last time. Really aggressive, but really, really good. I really like him. I think he was a great pickup for this team. I think no matter where we go, we are leaving the team in a good position for the future. So I think they have a strong chance at promotion, regardless. Although I think without an upgrade in striker, um, they're probably not going to do anything up there next year, and they may even drop again. And of course, he's out for 3 to 5 weeks. So my favorite young, well, I don't know how young he is, 23 years old. I guess that's young. Oh, and Tokyo Metro Police have offered me a job. I think we're going to decline that interview. Um, Not a bad one, but I think we'll take Nagata as soon as we get that offer back in. On to pleased with Ochi's progress. I would agree. I think he's played very well for us. I mean, look at that. 17 years old. He's already a 4-star player for this league, right? We jump up to another league to J1. He's a decent player there already. Uh, we've really had. I mean, we took a team that was so young. I mean, the fact that we have so many 17-year-olds that play essentially every day, right? I mean, look at that. You know, I've got 2 starters in there, another 4 regular subs in that series. I mean, look at that. I mean, look how much of our team is 22 years and younger. Now, I mean, the core of our starters are all a little bit older, but 23, 23, 24. You know, such a young team, and we've done so well with it. I'm just really, really chuffed that young team played like that, and we're just kind of sitting here waiting on the pre-match on the Nagata job offer. Oh, the Pohang Steelers. Who the heck are the Pohang Steelers? Oh, okay. K League Classics. This is the top Korean league. They're at the bottom though. I think we can safely say no on that. I have a pop up for my mail that you can't see, but it needs to get out of the way so I can decline the interview. There we go. Lights beginning to change. I see we're beginning to get a little fuzz there. Soon plans to throw. Yeah. Or plans thrown into terminal elbow injury. All right, I think that's it. I think we accept this. Um, like I say, transfer budget's great. Payroll of only 4 isn't huge. We could do much better with the other team, but 120 after tax. That's okay. It's just a 2-year contract though, so this compensation doesn't bother me too much. I say we finalize deal. We are the new Nagata Unicorn coach. Let's hit continue and see what happens. Oh my God, that's a hideous orange. Hideous orange and blue. I don't like the Broncos colors. All right, hired as the new head coach of Nagata Unicorn. Players are unhappy. Social feed. We need a captain. All that good stuff. I think we'll end this episode right here. It's gone on way too long, 37 minutes. We will come back next week as the coach of Nagata Unicorn.